All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm really excited to introduce you to this new concept. It's called a shape poem. I really am trying to appeal to all of the artists in this class because I know there are quite a few of you, and so I think you're really going to enjoy this. I will say, even if you're not an artist, I still think that you are going to enjoy this, and I want you to give it your best effort. I am by no means an artist, um, but I still think these are really, really cool poems, and you can do so much with them. So, my advice to you is to find something you're passionate about and then go with it. Even if you make mistakes, even if we have to try again, that's fine. I think you're going to love what you have in the end. Okay? I also want to say before we get into this, I just want to say again how proud I am of all of you. I feel so lucky to have you all in my class, and I want you to know how glad I am that you are here. Not only today, but every day. We've had a really fantastic 4 weeks, and I am so impressed by the work that you've been turning in. So just keep it up, keep working really hard. I know this can be challenging, but I am challenging you because I know that you can do it. And you impress me with every assignment we turn in. So, okay, I'll stop rambling and we will go ahead and get into this. So, what is a shape poem? It's also called concrete poetry or visual poetry, and it's a type of poetry that actually started in ancient Greek. So, the concept has been around for a really long time. They created the term concrete poetry in the 1950s. It was two men, Max Bill and Oyvind Falstrom. So having an actual name for this poem is new. It puts it in its own category of poetry now, but the tradition has been practiced for over 2,000 years. So you may already be getting a sense of what we're about to do from the name of the poem or type of poetry, but let me go ahead and show you an example. This is one of the very first examples ever recorded that we know of. It was created by a Greek scholar named Samias of Rhodes. He made this poem in 300 BC, a really long time ago. So just by looking at it, you can probably guess the name of this poem. It's called Wings, and you can see the wings clearly outlined. Okay? His texts are filling up the space where wings would be. It's so cool. He was also known for doing one about an egg and one about a hatchet, which is similar to an axe. But I just think this winged poem is so beautiful. What a good representation of what we are doing. For those of you who don't know where Greece and specifically Rhodes is, I want to show you. It's this little tiny island. It's a part of Greece. So let me back up. So here's the country of Greece, and then this is Rhodes right here. It's very close to Turkey. If I zoom out some more, it's in the Mediterranean Sea. So this is Europe. We've got the country of Greece, and then Greece owns all these little islands around here. Okay, so that gives you a sense of where in the world this originated from. And here we are. Okay. So let me show you another example. In a twist, we felt the rain, wind, and hail, and then the thunder and lightning came, like a spinning top, sucking up dusk like a vacuum cleaner. The twister went around and around like a merry-go-round. The gusts of air were picking up dust. It continued to roar loudly, destroying everything along the way, and soon it was gone. Now you can tell just by looking at this poem that it's about a tornado. There's a really cool play on words in the title. The title is called In a Twist, and you may know another name for tornado is Twister. Okay. Then as you go through the poem, the reader does such a good job with imagery and making the reader be able to really sense and feel what is going on. It starts with the rain, wind, and hail. So you can picture that it's raining and it's really windy, and then it starts hailing on you. And then all of a sudden, thunder and lightning come. You can imagine standing there and the thunder starts booming, and then the winds begin picking up speed and they start spinning into a formation of a top. So even if you don't know what a tornado is, it says spinning like a top, you would know what that is, and then sucking up dust like a vacuum cleaner. It goes around and around. It roars loudly. For those of you who don't know, tornadoes are super loud because it is like a vacuum. And so you have this amazing sense of what's going on, along with the visual representation of what that funnel cloud looks like. They also went a step further, and you might have noticed it starts off really dark and bold, and then the poem slowly gets lighter, and it follows what the words are saying because it's destroying everything, and then it was gone. And just like how the tornado disappeared, the words start to disappear too. So this is a wonderful representation of visual poetry. One of my favorites I've ever seen. Let me show you some more. So just like with our cinquains, how we learned about two different types, we're going to learn about two different types of shape poems as well. So this is the first kind. So if we look at this one on the left, it's a cat. So you can see right here the tail, and then its back, its little pointy ears, okay, and it's sitting, its feet here. And then the words fill up inside of the cat. It creates the silhouette of a cat sitting there. The one next to it, this umbrella, I mean, you can see the outline of the umbrella and the handle where you have to hold it, okay? So it says, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, you make me sad. Rain, rain, you make me mad. Rain, rain, you make those roads slick and wet. Rain, rain, you make my hair a big mess. Rain, rain, you tend to make me quite upset. Rain, rain, I like you less and less. It's a good thing I live in KS. I'm guessing that's Kansas. Do any of you know, does it rain a lot in Kansas? Or I'm guessing it doesn't. But anyways, that's besides the point. You can see how the topic is about rain, and then it's in the shape of an umbrella which protects you from rain. Okay, so it goes together really, really well to create that silhouette and shape of the subject of the poem. Okay, so what I would like you to do is to practice. So I want you to do something about space. Choose like a star or a planet or a black hole, meteor, whatever, and think of a way to kind of describe it. So you want to sketch out the shape of it first. So if you want to do something really simple, start with the moon or earth, they're just circles, and then fill in that space with lines of words to make the silhouette of the moon. Okay? If you do something like Saturn, you want to do half of it getting bigger. Then you need to make a little break and make a line for the ring that goes around it, and then finish it off on the bottom. Okay? But don't spend more than a few minutes on this. Go ahead and pause this presentation now. Okay, let's get back to it. The second type of shape poetry creates the actual outline of the subject, and then the inside of it is kept free. So the example on the left says, my hand reaches for you, my hand takes your hand, my hand holds you tightly, my hand helps you, climb the hill. My hand pulls you up to the top. My hand waves to the people below. My hand waves goodbye. So it's all things that this hand is doing, and the words are written going up and down and around to create a hand. And like the one on the left, strum the guitar, hear the sounds, feel the power of the music, let it take over your senses. And then remember how there's that little hole cut out in the top of guitars? That's where he put the word music, okay? So this one, these usually aren't quite as long as the first because you don't have as much space to fill since you're simply making the outline around it. But when you use the right vocabulary, you still can have great imagery, good word choice, and have a really beautiful poem. So go ahead, just like we did before, I want you to pause, do the same topic you did before, but this time pick the best information and use it to create that outline of your poem. Don't spend more than a few minutes on this, just enough to practice. Don't overthink it or worry too much about using the right words. This is just to get an idea of what we're doing. Go ahead and pause this video now. Okay, I hope that you really enjoyed that practice. I can't wait to see what you come up with. A picture is worth 1,000 words. That's what they say. And we're going to blend those two ideas together. So we have an image and we have our words that are really descriptive, really putting the reader in your mind to imagine what you are trying to get across. Okay. It's really cool because it applies to so many senses because you get to see the actual image and then it's also described to you in good detail while you're reading it. So what we're going to do with the rest of class is start brainstorming what topics you want to cover for our project next week. We are going to spend 3 days developing and writing and designing these shape poems. So you are going to do the same topic but do one of each, okay? So the first one you're going to do is going to be a silhouette, and then you have to fill in all the space with your poems. The second one is going to be about the same subject, and then you are going to do the outline of it. So you want to pick a subject you're really passionate about, something you're interested in, something that won't be too difficult to do but will still have good effects for the readers. So I don't want anyone to pick a planet or anything that is just a circle. You need to think outside the box, think of something more than that, okay? You can think of different elements of nature or anything like a hobby that you like a book or video game controller, whatever you can think of. Let's run some ideas down, put them on paper, and then next week we can narrow it down, pick it, and start writing. Okay. Please let me know if you have any questions. I really think you're going to enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with.